I started writing Autropolis because I was fascinated with the introduction of automated vehicles. In fact, the last book I was writing, Destructive Cities, I used automated vehicles as a case study, and I was really thinking that it was pie in the sky and it just wouldn't happen. So I was doing some research, and luckily I came across the first ADV conference in Adelaide, and so I actually took the opportunity to go to the conference. It was all engineers and one economist, which was me, and I was amazed to find out that actually there were automated vehicles that were already around, and the first automated vehicle trial in the Southern Hemisphere was conducted at that conference, which was the Volvo on the freeway, the one that hit the kangaroo. So I was amazed, and I became very interested in it, and as I began to read more and unpack my thinking, I then began to think, well, if this is so important to me as an economist, a spatial economist that does market demand assessments and town planning and really looking at the future of property and geographies and trying to understand, where people want to live in the future, if this is important to me, it's got to be important to a lot of people. And so I understood automated vehicles at that high level, but I didn't really understand how they worked. I didn't really understand the mechanical issues with the motor vehicles. I didn't understand the pervasiveness of artificial intelligence, and not just in relation to AV, but the broader pervasiveness at an urban and spatial geographic level. So as I delved further, I thought, well, I better write all this down, and I began to write it down. And then I began to realise that there were many diverging threads that I hadn't really understood. And as a person that's been involved in the development of major metropolitan plans, for example, Plan Melbourne's one of my plans, planning for Darwin, planning in Sydney, I began to understand that actually the early introduction of automated vehicle would not be a good thing unless it was done as part of a mobility as a service platform. That in turn caused me to understand how that would actually work, which then caused me to think about the triple bottom line here: social, economic and environmental. And then as I began to put those parts of the jigsaw puzzle together, I realised that if I could actually collect my thoughts and put them into a format like an Autropolis, which is really about diverse mobility, then it could be a major contribution to a wide range of professionals who just need to get an early introduction into what I've really called the biggest revolution since the smartphone.